Greetings. I had no intention of recording a video today, but two things happened simultaneously that related and I wanted to share. Number one, I'm reading the book A Woman's Voice Should Be Heard by Aggie Jordan. That review is going to drop on Readsy January 5th, so I will have the link in the description of this video when it's available. And in her memoir, Aggie talks about spending 14 years in a convent before she left and became a women's rights advocate and now fights for women's equality. And she outlines in her past 3 generations of what the women in her family had gone through, what she had gone through, to what she's hoping for women today and how she's integrated her faith to align with her new beliefs. At the same time, I am being interviewed by Susie Spell of the Return to Vibrant Health podcast. That interview is also January 5th. I will also put the link in the description of this video. And we're talking about self-worth. Because in most of the coaching that I do, it doesn't matter what somebody comes to me for, whether it's for career, relationships, lifestyle changes such as exercising more, losing weight. What's holding people back usually comes down to a lack of self-worth. And that often comes from stories, things we were told when we were younger. Now, as coaches, we typically focus on the present and setting goals to move forward. Therapists will deal more with digging through the past trauma and working through things. But it's important for us to understand, whether we are a coach or we're being coached, that those things have been hardwired for a really long time. And just to be aware that some of those messages are coming through today, and we need to unravel them and develop some better, more helpful ways of thinking. And I'll give you an example. If it's career and somebody is hitting a roadblock when they're interviewing, and they might be thinking, I'm a failure, I'm not good enough. Or if it's a relationship that ends, or it's the holidays, they're not in a relationship and someone thinks I am unlovable. Or somebody is trying to make a lifestyle change to exercise more and they don't do it and they're like, well, I'm just lazy and unmotivated. None of those are true. If you have failed at something, you are not a failure, and it might be retooling and making some changes to get to where you want to be. But at a core, you have to believe you're worthy and you can do it. Secondly, with relationships, we are all worthy of love. We are all worthy of being valued and respected. So even if you're not with somebody at the moment, or you've had some things happen in the past, you are worthy of love. And it's then becomes the way of saying, I am worthy of love. Let me look at some of the patterns of these relationships. What can I change? What would be more helpful? And it requires, of course, more work. But at its core, you have to believe that you have something of value, that you are a valuable person. And when it comes to lifestyle changes, when people say, oh, I'm lazy, I'm not motivated, I don't think that's true, because people start with good intentions, life gets in the way. But I wonder if somehow, what does it mean to achieve that goal? And if you're not sticking with the exercise, is the belief, I can't do this, I failed before, I'm going to fail again because I am not good enough. So the key message here is take a look at your thoughts and what you're telling yourself. And if you're telling yourself, I am unworthy, I am not enough, start to find evidence that something else could be true. If you need to, ask your friends. I'm a big advocate of seeking out your supporters and saying, I'm feeling really down on myself, and I'm trying to tap into just being more confident. Can you share, what do you think my strengths are? What do you like about me? And they'll do it. If they're a good friend, they will support you and they will do it. Start to look at evidence that says I am worthy and I am lovable. So for example, for a person who thinks they're unlovable, I am worthy of love. I am lovable. And look for evidence. I am lovable because when a friend needs me, I am there for them. I am really supportive. When I see somebody having a bad day, I will find a way to make them laugh. I am lovable because I love other people and accept them, and they know they can talk to me and I'm going to be non-judgmental about it. I am lovable because. So that's really my message today, is check in with what some of those messages you're telling yourself, and then look for evidence to support that the opposite is true. Tell yourself that you are worthy. Tell yourself that you are worthy of love and appreciation, and what you have to offer the world is of value, and you do have something important to offer the world. And seek out those examples because they're there, and start to reframe how you're looking at your world, because you have a lot to offer. Thanks for joining me.